Hey guys, I know it's been a while, but I need to rant. I need to rant about a lot of movies, so I've returned and I'm going to rant about a lot of movies, video games, and just general life. But today, particularly, I'm going to talk about the absolute dog shit that is the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands. I saw it 3 days ago, maybe a week ago. I don't quite remember, but I saw it and it was forgettable and terrible. So I'm gonna talk about and kind of dive into why it's so bad. Starting with everything. The whole movie is just a pile of rolling garbage. Generally speaking, the fight scenes are kind of cool, but it's a Predator movie. It's pretty hard to mess those up. But I'm gonna get to the main premise or problem here, and that has to be the script. There's no other way to get around how bad the script is and how cheesy and stupid it truly is without being fun. I think some people might be like, that was entertaining or I had fun. I thought it was bad. I sat there watching it kind of like, okay, 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 because the movie's designed in steps, like terrible steps where I'm going to, you know what, spoilers. I'm going to go over it. This is a revenge story, and it shouldn't be. And I don't understand. Like, it starts off with one of the Predator's brothers being killed by his father, and then him having to go to a planet and like kill the beast his father was scared of, and have this whole like revenge drive. But like, it would have just been better if they didn't do the brother dying, and it was just a really cool way that you become like a man or like a leader, or ascent to this you know godlike hunting mentality that they have. But instead, they're like, no, there has to be a brother arc is to kill him, and you've got to go make friends. That's what this movie really feels like. It's Predator are always designed and like set to work by themselves and be like the strong, independent character. And in this entire movie, it's just like, no, well, you can't do it alone. No, you can't do it. But it's like, yes, you can. That's what all the other movies about. That you could do it alone. Um, And, me and my friend that were sitting there watching this, the entire time we kept thinking, wow, they want to be the Mandalorian, or they want to be Disney, or they want to be some kind of family, let's do six more of these movies scenario. Like, they're already a franchise. So I'm not going to say they want to be franchise, but I guess they want to be a different kind of franchise. And it's just awful. It became so family oriented. I wish it was R rated because, yeah, it would have been a lot cooler. And it's just stupid where he would go around and like he'd fall into these traps with these scenarios he had to deal with, and he's got this robot who is super annoying. And I don't blame any of the actors for this, which is not very many, because it's definitely script, and they can't portray someone fun or cool or interesting. They're just kind of stuck being this either annoying, it's just annoying actually. I'm not going to give them any credit or any depth. They're just annoying characters. The robot who is acting like a toddler because they've just been given um, the ability to think for themselves, so everything's new and fresh. But it just comes off really annoying because they're still robots and they should know everything. Um, and then there's like animals that befriend him and want to be his best friend and like be part of the pack, which is like the cheesiest and worst thing. There's lines about like wolf pack stuff and them being, you can't do it on yourself, and there's an alpha and a beta, and it's just awful. It was just so unwanted. And then when it comes to the planet, like the planet, I guess like it looked cool enough, but it was literally just like step by step, you fall into trap, fall into trap, fall into trap, and then the big bad, he would go back to those traps and then use them as his advantage because he lost his tech because I don't know, he's just a smart alien that has all the better tech than anywhere ever. And, he lost it all. And instead of going to find it or going to find his ship, he's just like, no, I'm just going to like keep trekking to this creature that I have to kill that's like everyone's scared of without any weapons and hope for the best. And instead, he just reuses the traps and the animals. Like at one point, and I have to talk about this. At one point, there's an animal that shoots like spikes out and it's like a snake, and they just like kind of shoot over its mouth. So, it's they're just guns, whatever. And at one point, he uses it like it's his side laser gun, and it just like befriended him. And it's just like, oh yeah, like we're cool. Like I think he gives it pellets, and like so every animal that he meets just becomes a dog, and that's it. Like, and then he defeats the robot people, and then he goes and kills his dad, and he's got his new pack, which is literally a robot and this other alien that ends up being like part of the big bad scenario. But it's just cheesy. It's just not well written. It's ugh. So I don't know if anyone else saw it and enjoyed it. I did have a buddy who went and said it's fun, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just taking it too critical, loving this franchise. But I feel like we had Prey, which was incredible, like well written, well thought out, good timeline, good ideas, like probably very cheap too in comparison to this movie because like a lot of CGI and a lot of nonsense. But like this movie has nothing on Prey. Like Prey is probably one of the best, obviously the original, but like to bring Predator back, that was it. Like if you go behind like before that, it's like the Predator, which is that awful one where they're getting tech and whatnot. Let's not even get into that one because that one's terrible too. This one's just as bad. Maybe worse. Maybe just because there's not even like characters to hold on to. And then they made the Predator look more human, which I understand they'd have to do just for, the idea of like if we're watching it, it has to look more human. We have to like feel connection to it in some way. But I just made it seem like a little bitch like the entire time. And it's even to set in the very beginning of the movie that's like the run of the pack. But like why does he look like that? Like he looks like a different breed. Like he looks, and there's probably some deep lore and some comic book being like, well, he's from this planet and this is what happened. But it's like he looks lame. He doesn't look like the built predator, the warrior. Even in their runt, you'd think that it just doesn't match. That's my rant on Predator Badland. I do want to know if anyone's seen it. Am I wrong? Because like I could be wrong. My buddy liked it. My other buddy that I went with was on the same page, thinking this is some family nonsense and the script was terrible. The only decent stuff was a little bit of action, like a little bit of combat more than anything. I can't even say the explosions were anything special or there was any like CGI that like was mind blowing. So tell me what you think. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Would you rewatch it? Because I think that'd be insane. Well, that was my rant. Predator Badlands. Have a good one.